There's apparently a 100,000 point offer that is rumored to be coming for the Chase Sapphire Preferred that is actually available now in branch, and it's going to be available online April 3rd according to Doctor of Credit. Apparently it'll be a 100,000 point offer after spending $5,000 in your first 3 months, which is an amazing offer. I think that is the highest the Chase Sapphire Preferred has ever been. So in this video, let's go over how to maximize that potential 100,000 point offer, and let's go over the benefits of the card to see if it's the right fit for you. Round 1, maximizing your Chase points from the sign-up bonus. So if you do really want to get this card, and if that rumor is true, well, we will get 100,000 points after spending $5,000 in 3 months. Now, 100,000 Chase points gets you a ton of value. On the low end, the very low end, you can actually cash these out for straight cash at a 1-to-1 rate. So 100,000 points would equal $1,000 if you just want a simple cashback card. On the slightly higher end, you can actually redeem your Chase points with the travel portal for 25% higher than what you would get. For example, 100,000 points would give you the value of 1,250 points because you have a 25% boost on your points whenever you book things through the travel portal. But I think we can do a lot better than just 1 cent or 1.25 cents per point. And the way we're going to do that is with transfer partners. Chase has some really amazing transfer partners. See, my absolute favorite way of using Chase points, I exclusively use my Chase points for this, is going to be transferring to World of Hyatt, because World of Hyatt has some crazy value with their hotels. You get some really luxury stays for a fraction of the price. It is insane. For example, here is the Park Hyatt in Kyoto that would generally cost you around $3,215 a night. This is where I'm staying for my honeymoon. I booked it pretty early, but you could just book that same night for only 45,000 Chase points, which is a bargain. And since we get 100,000 points from the sign-up bonus, we can expect to get 2 of these nights just from the sign-up bonus. That would give you the value of $6,430, which is insane just from those 100,000 points, and you would still have 10,000 points left over. So by using the equation cost of travel in dollars over the cost of travel in points times 100, we can see that 6,340 over 90,000 points times 100 gives us a value of 7.15 cents per point, which is way better than a measly 1.25 or just 1 cent per point. And this is why World of Hyatt transfers are just so powerful. And there is a reason why those nights are $3,000 a night, because it's just so luxurious and it makes for just an amazing stay. I stayed at the Park Hyatt in New York this year and it was crazy. I mean, like, we were just in the middle of Manhattan, and on the top there's like this pool, jacuzzi, just with a 360 view of Manhattan. It really does make your trip just amazing. And I'm sure, I haven't been to the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, but I'm sure when I do go, it is going to be an amazing stay. Another way to use these 100,000 points is to book business class flights with them by transferring them out to different partners once again. And in this example, let's go over an Air France example. Here's a flight that I found from Air France, business class, that would only cost you 50,000 points plus $200 in fees. And this is going to be from New York to Paris. Now, a flight like this would generally cost you $2,153. So let's use that same equation before to get our cent per point value. You get $2,152 minus $200 because of the fees over 50,000 points times 100, and that gives you 3.9 or 4 cents per point, which is also going to be a great value, a great way to use your Chase points. And since we get 100,000 points, we can expect to get 2 of these flights, aka giving us $4,000 to $4,300 in value. That is going to be another great way to maximize your Chase points. Personally, I never use my Chase points for flights because World of Hyatt exists and it's so valuable. So I usually use my Amex points for specifically flights, and I use my Chase points specifically for hotels or specifically for World of Hyatt. And generally, business class and first class flights are a little bit harder to find, but World of Hyatt stays are just super simple. All you have to do is make an account, look at where you want to stay, and generally there are going to be some great hotels for cheap value in points. I mean, I've seen some hotels that can be like 30,000 points a night, but can be worth like $1,500 a night, and they are very luxurious hotels. And the thing I love about Hyatt too is that all their hotels are really in convenient spots when you travel. For example, the Park Hyatt in New York, it's going to be right in the center of Manhattan, so you're very easily transported to everywhere. Park Hyatt in Kyoto, I looked at it, it's in the downtown area, and it's going to be like where all the train stations are. So that's another reason why you should also book World of Hyatt stays. And on the other end, sometimes I already have all my travel booked for the year and I have a ton of Chase points left, and sometimes I just cash it out for points because points that aren't used have no value. So sometimes I cash it out for points or for for actual money, and I pay for things like my wedding that's coming up. So to sum it up, regardless of what you use with the sign-up bonus, if you manage to get that 100,000 point offer, you just get a ton of value right off the bat. So if you find that offer, hop on it immediately. If I have a referral link for it, I will make sure to put it in the top comment of this video. If not, go to your branch or go find it online somewhere on April 3rd. Round 2, let's go over the main benefits. Now, considering that the card only comes with a $95 annual fee, the Chase Sapphire Preferred comes with some pretty good benefits. You get a $50 Chase hotel travel credit anytime you book a hotel room on the Chase travel portal. Now, this benefit is just whatever. I'll save the better ones for later on in this video, but I mean, hey, it's $50 off a hotel stay. I think that just really takes care of like your resort fee, but hey, a hotel room without a resort fee is pretty nice too. Now, as mentioned before, you get 25% more value whenever you book your points with the Chase travel portal. For example, if you use 100,000 points to book a flight or a hotel, well, now you can book up to 125,000 points on the Chase travel portal. You also get a complimentary Dash Pass subscription and a Caviar subscription that's going to be valued at $120 per year. Gets you free delivery and lower fees, but the thing that I don't like about Dash Pass is that there is no price matching feature, so you can see that the prices are a bit inflated, but hey, I mean, it's still going to be cheaper if you don't have any delivery fees. Just make sure if you do order that the price matches other apps, or else you're just going to be paying an inflated price, which no one wants. You also get $10 in saving credits a month from DoorDash on any non-restaurant spend, aka things like grocery stores or convenience stores. You also get 5 times points on Peloton on anything that's over $150 in spend. This offer ends March 31st, 2025, so literally 7 days from filming this video, but I'm sure that they'll bring it back. They always have a Peloton multiplier, but I think it's kind of useless. I don't use Peloton, but if you're a big Peloton fan, this is great news for you. Now, you also get transfer partners, specifically World of Hyatt, like we talked about in the previous example. And literally, that is the reason why I have this card. The fact that I can transfer my points to World of Hyatt is what makes this card so extremely valuable. If they didn't have this, I probably wouldn't even have this card. Now, yes, if you are in the credit card space, we know that Hyatt is increasing their points per night. But I think even with this like increase in points, I still think nothing beats World of Hyatt. The value that you get from these points is insane, and I will always be a World of Hyatt fan. You also get 5 times points on hotels and car rentals through the Chase travel portal, 3 times points on dining at restaurants, 3 times points on online grocery, not regular grocery, not in-person grocery, just online grocery, 2 times points on all other travel, 3 times points on streaming services, and 1 times points for everything else. Now, the point multipliers here are what I think is just whatever about this card. I mean, 3 times points on online grocery only is pretty stingy to me. I don't like 3 times points on online grocery. And even if it was just 3 times points on regular grocery, well, I still think that's a bit stingy, especially when the Amex Gold card exists. That is going to be my food card because you get 4 times points on grocery and dining, whereas with Chase, you only get 3 times points. So I just think that because the gold card exists, these multipliers are just whatever. This card definitely loses points for me because it has like not the best multipliers, but I mean, if you're not really in the Amex ecosystem, then I think it's fine. This is good enough if you're just gonna use it like that. But one cool thing about Chase is that it gives you an anniversary 10% boost on all the spend that you have, not on the points you've earned, but on all the spend you've had. So let's say you spent $10,000 this year on your Chase Sapphire Preferred card, well then you would get an additional 1,000 points whenever you hit your anniversary year with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, what's super cool about this card is that Chase comes with some really awesome travel protections, the most notable one being the auto rental collision damage waiver or primary car rental insurance. This is gonna be a huge money saver if you're someone that rents out cars a lot on their travels. For example, I'm going to Hawaii this year for a 5-night stay. I'm going actually in 1 week and I need a car there. So every night is usually gonna be $40 for protection when you rent it out with the car insurance company. Basically, instead of buying that $40 a night insurance, you can just decline that insurance and Chase will cover the card on your behalf. So for example, if I booked a 5-night stay and I got that car insurance, that would cost me $200 extra for the trip. And That to me is a ripoff. And I'm just gonna say, I don't wanna buy that. I'm just gonna use my Chase Sapphire Preferred card. And simply by using my Chase Sapphire Preferred, the car is now insured. And let's say you do get in an accident, but you paid for the car rental with your Chase Sapphire Preferred. Well, all you have to do is file a claim online, and you can tell them, this and this happened. Even if the accident was your fault, they will insure that car for you. So always book your car rentals with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, because then you can save a ton of money on that insurance. You also get lost luggage reimbursement, trip cancellation insurance, baggage delay insurance, trip delay reimbursement, travel accident insurance, extended warranty protection, and purchase protection. These are some really cool protections. I personally have used the travel delay insurance, which has been really nice. Of course, Spirit canceled my flight last minute, and I actually got reimbursed for that flight and for my other flight that I had to book because Spirit canceled my flight. There is a lot of fine print with these protections, so make sure to read the fine print first and see if your situation clearly fits within the fine print. But most of the time when it's an airline's fault, you usually will be reimbursed. But if it's like your fault, then yeah, it's not going to really be reimbursed. But yeah, a lot of times airlines do mess up on your flights and they lose your luggage, and that is the perfect opportunity to use these protections. And you get all of these benefits for a measly $95 a year, which is really, really good value. Now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, in my opinion, isn't the best card around, but for a $95 annual fee, I think that is amazing because it has such a low annual fee and it comes with so many great benefits. This card is going to be really for anyone that wants to really get into the credit card travel game. So this card is 100% going to be worth it if you're willing to transfer your point to World of Hyatt. And yeah, if you're new to this credit card game and you just got the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I urge you to try to actually transfer your points to World of Hyatt and book like an entire vacation off of it. It's definitely possible, especially with 100,000 points. You don't have to go to the ultra luxury stays. You can just go for the mid-tier stays that are going to be like 15, 20,000 points per night, but you can book an entire vacation that way. And that's how valuable these points are. So if you're willing to look into World of Hyatt and try to transfer your points there, this card is definitely going to be for you. You'll be surprised at what kind of stays you can get. And also, if you're someone that likes to rent out cars a lot when you travel, 100% this card is going to be a great fit for you because you save so much money, especially if you go for over a week, 2-week stays. This will definitely be beneficial for you. And lastly, if you're someone that uses delivery apps a lot, well, this card comes with Dash Pass, which is going to give you $0 delivery fees. So yes, Dash Pass sometimes has inflated prices, but it's $0 delivery fee, which is going to be cheaper than anything else you can get without a subscription. Yes, be on the lookout for that 100,000 points if you can find it online. The second I find it online, I will post a video and inform all of you to hop on it immediately. Please let me know if you have any questions about the card. My channel is tiny, so I have the time to comment and reply to anyone that has questions about any card or any of my videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And thank you for watching up to this point. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Woo!